This video explains some of the more advanced movement techniques in the level 8-1 for the new Super Mario Bros. Wii any% route. It is not necessarily intended as a beginner tutorial, though you may do with it as you please. This explanation will specifically cover the strategies necessary to obtain a 434 relatively consistently. And with that out of the way, let's discuss World 8-1. Immediately upon entering the level, we have our first small optimization, wall kicking off of the block to the left. This saves 0.2 seconds if performed well, so I highly recommend learning it. First, you want to jump as soon as possible. You can time this by jumping shortly after the black edge of the loading screen disappears. You are then going to quickly release 2, hold left, and then briefly tap 2 once you are able to wall kick. Then, switch to pressing right and hold the 1 button so you can accelerate once you start falling. It helps to slide both of your fingers inward after performing the wall kick, as you will quickly release 2 and begin holding right and 1. Practice this until you can get it consistently, as it is one of the larger time saves in the level. Continue moving to the right, making sure to take advantage of the tipping rocks and tilting mushroom platforms. While these help to save a few frames over the course of the level, it's not worth losing your run to a mistimed jump. Run to the edge of the 4th rock platform and perform a full jump. This will allow you to easily land on the small piece of terrain below the question mark blocks. The window for this jump is quite lenient, just don't jump on the last possible frame. Utilize the slope and perform a small jump to set yourself up for the next trick. Optimally executing this trick is the key to a 434. Land and hold jump until you hit the brick blocks. You should start holding left before reaching the Buzzy Beetle, as we will need to decelerate in order to grab the shell. Just before hitting the blocks, you should let go of jump and start holding right again. You should aim to hit the left side of the beetle in order to grab the shell as far to the right as possible. If you miss the shell grab, you are probably starting your turn back too early or releasing left too quickly. Run until the edge of the flat ground and perform a full jump. You want to spin at the lowest height that is still capable of clearing the lava geyser. Just before you are even with the geyser, you want to release the 1 button to throw the shell. You need to continue holding 2 in order to clear the lava. The shell grab and shell boost should be practiced until you have a decent understanding of the button timings. I wanted to briefly touch on this tilting mushroom platform. You can save a few frames by going over the platform, but it is not required in order to obtain a 434. If you are unsure about the pattern, or just don't want to risk anything, go underneath as normal. There are 3 general meteor patterns. The positions are randomized each time you play the level, but the only one important for runs is this one. It is always safe to run over the platform if you get this RNG, as the meteors are easy to avoid. It is easily identified by this large meteorite, which falls relatively far to the left. A second large meteorite will fall immediately after the first. There will always be ample room between the beetle and the meteorite to place your jump. You can tell if you're on a good pace based on when you hit the checkpoint flag. If there's a small delay before it ticks down to a 468, you have a good chance of getting a 434. You can play through the rest of the level as normal, as there are no new remaining strategies. However, one last thing that you should pay attention to is the turnback before the pipe. Entering the pipe in the center saves a fair amount of time over entering it to the side, so you should prioritize a good pipe entry over entering the pipe as soon as possible. While a 441 pipe is preferable, a very high 440 pipe is still sufficient to obtain a 434 flag.
Yeah.